Hey everyone, welcome to the Scream Vault, where we look at metal, hardcore, hard rock, alt rock, stuff like that. Today we'll be looking at and reacting to Sleep Token, DYWTYLM. Do You Wish That You Loved Me? I have heard this song before. I have not watched the video. I started to and just had to do a second take of this, but I was like a minute or two in. But this song is interesting from Sleep Token's perspective. It's a very like upbeat poppy song. I don't know that it follows a lot of their other stuff. Most of their stuff is more like, somewhat melancholic, sad, pretty heavy in some songs. And this one to me sounds very poppy, very upbeat. Let's have a listen and let's watch the video. Like even this sounds like when some of the extra layering comes in, it sounds like it could be a Justin Bieber song. Like it's super poppy, super upbeat. You kind of want to bounce around to this a little bit.
Do you roll with the waves? Or do you duck into deep blue safety? Is it always the same? Do you wish that you loved me? Do you pull out the chains? Or do you push into constant aching each and every day? Do you wish that you loved me?
I think this is like such an interesting song lyrically. I think their songs a lot of them are interesting lyrically, but do you roll with the waves or do you duck in a deep blue safety? Is it always the same? Do you wish that you loved me? This rolling with the waves versus ducking into deep blue safety. I think rolling with the waves is like the ability to discuss things, hash things out, roll with it, versus ducking into deep blue safety. I think for me, anyways, when I'm interpreting this, it's a sense of like avoidance or shutdown. Somebody who isn't able to process and to have the capacity to kind of roll with it. And the notion of like, do you wish that you loved me, which is kind of a weird question to be asking. Like maybe it's coming from a perspective of like self-reflection, or maybe this is actually somebody like seeking closure. Do you wish that you loved me? It's interesting because I think a lot of Sleep Token stuff, at least from this album, talks about the relationship between, at least my interpretation, between vessel and sleep. And there's clearly like a bunch of toxicity and this vessel describing himself as like a moth to flame, and those sort of things, like bite through my wires. I want that pain, etc. So it's really interesting to kind of, this song I think comes closer to the end of the album, and it feels like there's a sense of like acceptance. I mean, to ask somebody if they wish you loved, do you wish that you loved me? There's a pretense there of like, you didn't love me, but do you wish that you did? So it's really interesting. And this to me sounds very like, it reminds me, I think, of like Justin Bieber's Sorry. Feels like a pretty poppy sort of, poppy the genre, not the artist.
Something you give that you will never receive in return. Do you know what it is? Do you wish that you loved me? Now are you trying to live like everything is a lesson to learn? Can you ever forgive yourself? Do you wish that you loved me?
This part coming up is one of my favorite parts of this song. It is profoundly sad in my opinion, and I think it speaks to a sense of like disappointment and letdown and sadness and regret. But there's also a portion of it that's like a very kind of scathing sort of accusation to make, and we'll go through that. But just listen to the lyrics here; they're fantastic.
My reflection just won't smile back at me like stranger in an instant if I could. And there is something eating me alive. I don't know what it is. Maybe not that you conceal your feelings, they just don't exist.
And my reflection just won't smile back at me like I know it should. There's this sense of awareness that I'm not happy. I should be happy. Maybe I should be grateful, but my reflection just won't smile back at me like I know it should. And I would turn into a stranger in an instant if I could. Like, this is profoundly like wanting to disappear, wanting to turn into a stranger, completely disconnect from this person he's talking to. I think shows like a deep sense of pain and betrayal and sadness and a sense of wanting to disconnect from it. I would turn into a stranger in an instant if I could. So I think this means he can't. He can't turn into a stranger for whatever reason. Maybe there's still ties or emotional attachment or that sort of thing that is like I can't just forget about and disappear. Like, maybe this person still means something to him. And there is something eating me alive. I don't know what it is. Maybe not that you conceal your feelings, they just don't exist. And this line is such an interesting line for me. Like, clearly, if someone is human, I think maybe there are exceptions to this, like with certain mental health conditions, but if someone is human, they have the capacity for feeling and empathy and love and things like that. But this line of maybe you don't conceal your feelings, they just don't exist. Like, you're numb to it. You do not feel. And it's such a, I mean, like, this is something that you don't say to somebody. So clearly there's some hurt or some sense of some pain here that's leading to this, like, oh, maybe you just don't have feelings. Maybe they just don't exist. And it's not that you hide them, it's that they're just not there. Moving on.
Do you ever believe that we can turn into different people? It's getting harder to be myself. Do you wish that you loved me? Could we ever release? Is it better to just not feel? Can we hit delete? Do you wish that you loved me?
So this is a theme that goes on throughout the song. Like, can we ever release? Is it better to just not feel? Can we hit delete? There is this aspect of wanting to detach. Like, can we ever release? Is it better to just not feel? And can we hit delete? So clearly, Vessel here, or whoever's perspective is kind of being shown here, wants to erase it.
It's been so long that I'm forgetting what it feels like, but I'd rather not remind myself and leave it all behind. And I try so hard to fix it all, but nothing seems to help. But I cannot hope to give you what I cannot give myself.
This bridge is really good too. It's been so long that I'm forgetting what it feels like. Not sure what he's alluding to here, but maybe the feeling of that attachment, the intimacy, the love, the care, whatever it in this case is. But I'd rather not remind myself and leave it all behind. So once again, the notion of becoming a stranger, deleting it all, leaving it behind, moving on. And I've tried so hard to fix it all, but nothing seems to help. But I cannot hope to give you what I cannot give myself. I don't think this necessarily this song applies to, romantic relationships. I think this could apply to any sort of interpersonal relationship, but the notion of like, I've tried so hard to fix it all, but nothing seems to help. There's a sense of like helplessness there. There's a sense of awareness of like, I have tried to fix things, but it's just not working. But I cannot hope to give you what I cannot give myself. And this is interesting because I'm not sure what what is here. Like, cannot hope to give you what I cannot give myself. So I don't know if this is something like peace. Like, if he's not at peace, then he can't also give peace. Maybe like care, love, or happiness, perhaps, because we're talking about the reflection not smiling back, and clearly there's a sense of, the song is a bit upbeat, and it is somewhat feels like somewhat of an acceptance, but there's also a bit of like lingering pain and a lack of closure, I think. So I'm not sure what is what. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And then here we're going into the intro, which has some really cool, I guess backing vocals, or like, I don't know what they're called, but there's a bunch of "Do You Wish That You Loved Me," and some backings that are really interesting.
Do you wish that you loved me? Small bird, do you wish that you loved me? Do you wish that you loved me? Oh, whoa. Do you wish that you loved me? Do you wish that you loved me? Small bird, do you wish that you loved me? Do you wish that you loved me? Oh, whoa. Do you wish that you loved me?
So that last part is really interesting. I'm not sure how to interpret it because "Do you wish that you loved me?" Smile back. "Do you wish that you loved me?" At me. "Do you wish that you loved me?" Whoa, whoa. "Do you wish that you loved me?" Please. There is a sense of maybe begging or pleading here, where it's like, smile back at me, please. Um, but I'm not sure here if he's talking to somebody else or himself, his own reflection, because there's that, my reflection won't smile back at me like the way it should. So there's a part of me that thinks this is him talking to his inner self, his reflection, saying like, smile back at me, like, please find a way to find that happiness. And I think there's a sense of wanting to feel okay here. I'm gonna play it again. When I first listened to the song, I thought this was him asking someone else to kind of like smile back, like show some level of connection or acceptance. But the more I've listened to this song and thought about it, I think this is him speaking to himself, um, pleading with himself for happiness and acceptance and peace. So play that again, but
Do you wish that you, do you wish that you loved me? Do you what I loved me? Do you wish that you loved me? Small bird, do you wish that you loved me? Do you wish that you loved me? Oh, whoa. Do you wish that you loved me? Do you wish that you loved me? Small bird, do you wish that you loved me? Do you wish that you loved me? Oh, whoa. Do you wish that you loved me?
yeah, I do think this is him talking to himself, trying to love himself, trying to have his reflection smile back. I think this is a pleading to want to feel okay. As far as the video goes, it's interesting. I don't think there's like a lot to talk about. This thing does kind of look like maybe a bit of a heart. I mean, it has these tentacles and these appendages. It has a sword in a hand. There's some lights flickering off. I think this is similar to, I believe it was, I think The Summoning or Take Me Back to Eden, where there's kind of a statue on a pedestal being backlit in this way. I don't know what this alludes to. I think there's a potential that in the previous video it was this sort of, there's a beauty to that statue and things like that. Whereas here, this is a very like somewhat of an aberration. Like it feels mechanical, the appendages, and you see that even in the other video where there's some like weird kind of appendages in it, and there's a sword in one hand. I think the other video also had some sort of like weapon. There's some horns. This paints a very different picture. It's not like the beauty of, I believe it was Take Me Back to Eden, but this is a very different imagery. But anyways, I love this song. I do think it's like a bit of a different style for Sleep Token. I think it's a little more upbeat and poppy. But yeah, I truly do love it. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Please leave your thoughts. I'm curious to hear how y'all interpret these lyrics. And yeah, catch you in the next one. See ya.